Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, time flies so fast. We are entering a season where those who voted for William Ruto are now demanding their rights, what they were promised, and what William Ruto has to show for it, because William Ruto promised them heaven. Everyone who voted for William Ruto, if you've seen of late, is beginning to complain and lamenting. The mama mbogas and the hustlers are heckling him, plus his allies whenever they go for rallies. And if they're not heckling, they give him a very cold reception. We have now moved from the hustlers to the members of parliament who just recently, in their retreat in Naivasha, questioned his honesty when he promised 2,500 jobs for nurses to go abroad, and William Ruto really chided the members of parliament for not trusting him whenever he announces such jobs. The latest in the ring to continue with the fight are the governors. The governors are now accusing President Ruto of crafting a deliberate effort to ensure that he kills devolution. And they are saying that the government, the national government, is intentionally denying and withholding funds that are meant for devolution to ensure that within 5 years that Ruto will be in power, the counties and devolution will die a natural death. And they are now crying and begging the Senate to help them with this fight. Kindly take a look.
In another 5 years, we probably will find ourselves without counties, and we are really struggling.
The projected allocation to counties for the financial year 2024-2025 has been revised downwards.
Kenyans woke up one morning and decided that they wanted devolution. They were saying they were sick and tired of a centralized system.
They are supposed to be given at least 15%. They are below 15%, that is 14.9. And I think as a Senate, we need to do something.
There is something coming up. I'm sure you're all aware that the on-source revenue is now going to be collected by KRA. I don't know whether you're happy about that.
In fact, for us, we were very surprised last time when for the first time, the Senate did not defend increased allocations to counties.
Counties cannot perform those functions unless the Senate does its part in its budget policy statement.
We are very sympathetic to devolution, and we are here by law to protect devolution. That is our role. That is our mandate. We are not shy about it, okay? And we have legal responsibility in these matters. We will do what needs to be done. You also be obligated to take care of issues that really touch on the public.
You know, it is very incredible that the governors are now crying for. Did you ever imagine that there would come a time when Waiguru and Sakaja would maybe call for a press conference or lament that William Ruto is bad, that William Ruto is denying them money, that William Ruto does not care about devolution? Because I remember when William Ruto was signing a charter with the governors then and the county government, he told them that he will increase money allocation to the county government because this resonated well with this bottom-up economy where funds were to be taken from the central and trickle downwards. And he said this was going to be a perfect example of bottom-up economy. Now today, the governors have been trying to be very patient with William Ruto. Somebody like Sakaja or Governor Waiguru never wanted to come out and start shouting about William Ruto denying them funds. But push has come to shove, and there is nothing they can do. Disparate times calls for disparate measures, and this is exactly what they're doing. Do you remember how these people sang Sipangwingwi? Little did they know that they were supporting a wrong candidate, a candidate that, apart from all the rhetorics and the good English that he was speaking, never supported the new constitution that has entrenched the two-tier government, the national and the county government. You know, this government is being run by two leaders who believe in old politics. William Ruto worked under the Moi regime. And of course, our deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, was also a DA for many years. And during those days, it was chama cha baba na mama. You had to go to State House to beg for development. That is why anytime they speak, you'll tell them, kujeni tupange, kujeni State House tupange. When they come to your area, they will rally you to go lead a delegation. That is what they believe in. They want, if for example it is in Kisii, they want some elder to carry along with him, maybe 100 leaders there. They go to State House, they book for an appointment, and you start singing praises, singing praises to the president. That mtukufu rais, unajua ilikuwa hivi na hivi, and you talk ill about the opposition. That is what they believe in. But you see, we have come a long way, and we are past that kind of politics. The devolution that was passed by Kenyans when we promulgated this constitution demanded that we were very tired of this kind of begging and all the resources being concentrated at the central point. People wanted this to be in the constitution so that even if you don't support a government that is in place, you will still receive equitable development because you are a taxpayer, because that is the bottom line. You know, whether you voted for William Ruto or voted for Raila Amolo Odinga or Wajakoya or whoever, one thing that makes us equal before the law is our constitution and the fact that we are all taxpayers. And when you pay taxes, then you are also liable to getting development. So the governors who supported William Ruto should not come out and start crying foul. They made their bed, they must lie on it. They are now very bitter and ashamed that they were hoodwinked. They can't just believe just how one man stood publicly before them. They signed a charter, they sang for him, they maligned the name of Raila Odinga, and they promised Kenyans that William Samuel Ruto Daktari had the medicine to cure our economic problems, to cure our political problems. Now, it is very sad that as a result of their being gullible, devolution, something that people fought for, some people died because of it. It took people years trying to sit down and look into what kind of governance we wanted. Was it a presidential, parliamentary? And then people came up on one accord that we needed a devolved kind of government. Now, under their own very watch, the person whom they supported is now killing devolution. And those are not my words. They themselves have confessed and they feel ashamed. They are now begging the Senate to protect them. Yet when you look at the kind of system that we have a state capture. Parliament, both the National Assembly and the Senate, have been captured. They sing to the tune of the executive. Theirs is to rubber stamp what the executive wants. That is why, even in the housing levy, they did not have a voice. Some have been bought, some have been compromised, others have been threatened. Just the same way the judiciary is now dancing to the tune of the executive. Just the same way the office of the Director of Public Prosecutions is being used to collapse corruption cases, to sabotage. And so the governors are now relying on the Senate, and I know the Constitution mandates the senators to ensure that they play their role. But that is as per the Constitution. Things are different on the ground. They don't have a voice at all because they are being threatened, they have coiled their tails. Isn't it the best moment for people to reap what they sow. We had a moment to change our country. We would have been where we are today. Governors wouldn't have been crying fall. Parents would not be crying when they take their children to school. We would not have been paying all the levies and taxes that are being forced on us. But because we voted, like Kabogo says it, he wonders where we left our brains when we were voting. I've met those who campaigned and voted for William Samoei Ruto. Today they are saying, mimi sikupiga kura. They just can't imagine that one man stood before them and hoodwinked millions of Kenyans, knowing very well that he was not going to implement anything. But maybe God allowed us to be where we are so that we can learn. We can't be blind forever. 2027 is coming, but I have a feeling that there's people who have not learned yet. They're still waiting. As they say, once bitten, twice shy. For Waiguru, Sakaja, and the group, this is your president, Vumilia. We were told serikali ilitoka kwa Mungu. So let us accept everything that has come from God. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Please share with me in the comment section.